So in today's video, we're going to break down one of the most famous pieces of advice for people who struggle with anxiety and catastrophizing. This is something that's thrown around a lot in self-help and therapy circles, and if you're into self-development, I'm sure you've heard this before. And what I'm talking about is thoughts are not facts. Thoughts are not facts is something that you must have heard before if you're into self-help, but what does it actually mean? What does it look like practically? What does it mean in reality to practice this? Well, what it means to me, in my opinion, is understanding that these anxious, intrusive thoughts that come up, they don't carry the same weight and validity that a real scary fact might. They don't need the same attention that a real world problem might need. You can just let them go past. Because when you engage with them, when you try and debunk them and comfort yourself from them, and say, when those thoughts come up and you go, oh my God, that's terrifying. I need to think about this. I need to process this and prove to myself why it's okay and why I don't need to worry about this. Because that's what anxiety, intrusive thoughts, that's what that makes you do a lot of the time. Is understanding that doing that is responding to that anxious, intrusive thought as if it's a fact. When you engage with it, when you try and debunk it and over-rationalize it and comfort yourself from it, that's you treating an anxious, intrusive thought like a fact. So what understanding thoughts are not facts looks like in reality is when that anxious, intrusive thoughts come up, you see it, you recognize it for what it is, which is an intrusive thought, not a fact, and you treat it as such, meaning you just let it go by. You understand that you can just not engage with that. You can just let it go by without diving into it, without debunking it, without comforting and protecting yourself from it, because you recognize that it's not a fact and that it doesn't carry that weight, that validity that requires that kind of attention and engagement from you. It doesn't carry that. It doesn't need that attention. It doesn't need that engagement. So practicing thoughts are not facts, that's what it looks like. You see that thought come up, you see it as, okay, label it. That's an intrusive thought. That doesn't need my attention. And you can just let it go by. And if you want to learn how to really do that, how to be able to just sit back and watch those thoughts go by without that engagement, without being sucked in emotionally and pulled into their web, then mindful observation is one of the best skills you can learn to achieve that. And I've got a video where I do a full breakdown on mindful observation, so I'll link that somewhere in the cards here or in the end screen at the end of this video. But I hope that you took something valuable from this. I hope you took something you can take away and put into action to try and reduce the impact of those anxious, intrusive thoughts. So if you're interested in this kind of content where we talk about self-help and philosophy ideas, give tips and advice, that's all this channel is about, and I upload daily. So consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell, and I hope I see you in the next video.